Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing, Lisa?
Doing all right.
Pretty good.
Are you feeling better?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, are you feeling better?
Yeah, I still have pain in my back, but everything is okay.
Sounds like gas.
We got 6 minutes. Hey, make sure that your audio is good. Lisa, Zoom. I am here. Perfect. Yeah, we're good. We're pretty good. Take a quick look at this. Yep. Yeah, perfect. Okay, you're ready. This is me.
You would not believe who called me.
No, who did?
Sean.
Oh, we are live right now.
I don't care.
Okay.
He got straight ignored.
He got what?
He got ignored.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, I told you, like, I'm never going to speak to him again after
Whatever.
the way he spoke to me. No way.
Hey,
But talk about out of the blue and random.
yeah. Things happen. How was your weekend?
It's fine. I'm gonna mute my phone.
So we have a couple of things right there for today. You know, I have a video of the guy who got walked side by the man on the horse, that police officer. And then I have, Amy Coney Barrett, first speech in front of the Supreme Court.
Like the whole thing, because it was kind of long and boring.
Yeah. It was. I think well, it was nice to hear that, to see who's gonna fill that position, So I listened to the whole thing, but I think the whole thing was kind of boring. I kind of like how she got endorsed by her former colleague at school, It's pretty nice.
I think like her voice is like it's so dry.
Yeah.
I can't get my Google to freaking pull up. What in the world's wrong with Google? Google, get it together.
Yeah, sometimes.
Bruh.
Sometimes. Google get it together. Can I minimize this? No, I cannot minimize it. I minimize this, but no.
Sleepy, ooh, so sleepy.
You tired?
Yeah, my evening nap got interrupted.
Oh, sorry.
Like some people are allowed outside, so my evening nap got interrupted. My afternoon nap was great though. I do like to have, 2-3 naps a day, I'm old.
That is something.
Mama needs a lot of naps. Well, you're older than me. You probably barely have time to go to work. You sleep all the time, right?
I do get enough sleep, at night. I try to go to sleep as, early.
Sleep at night, but that's when all the action is happening. How can
I
you sleep
know.
at night?
I know. 90 seconds to go live. Right here. One minute. Twenty seconds. My check. Lisa, can you give me my check?
1, 2, 1, 2.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
One more time.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Let's go. So it is October 12th, 2020, and we are back. What's going on, my sexy YouTubers? Welcome back to RickyTube365. My name is Rick, and this is our channel, guys. Let's go. So with me today, Lisa B. Lisa, how are you doing today?
I'm swell. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay, It's been a long weekend, long weekend. In my case, I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. And I gotta tell you, I have nothing accomplished because I've been broken by my back, man. My back is hurting so bad. But anyway, enough of me. How about you? How you been doing?
Well, I didn't do much this weekend, but I mean, gosh, your back being out like that that scares me to get old. How do old people like you do it? How do old people like you just
So at my age, which means to you in 15 years, I don't know, I try to stay active. I try to stay, healthy. I try to make good choices when I'm eating, on what I'm gonna eat, and I go to the doctor. If something hurts right away, I go to the doctor. I don't wait weeks to check myself in. Now, if something hurts, I call the doctor, make an appointment. Hey, I'm paying for this shit. So give me some
Not only are you
x-rays.
old, but you're a baby.
Yeah, I am a baby. I'm a baby grandpa. I don't know how you call it. I don't know. Yeah, but don't worry, you get there soon, very soon.
No. I'll never be as old as you are.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So but anyway, Lisa, we have a new Supreme Court nominee in the hot bench, Amy Coney Barrett, and she's very spicy, you know. Hey Taylor, good afternoon. Thank you for joining the chat. What's going on? So Judge Barrett, she's very composed. I saw her speech today, sitting in front of Lindsey Graham, and what's the name of the chairman?
Lindsey Graham.
No, not the chairman. The senior member of the board.
I thought it was Lindsey Graham.
No, she sat in front of. Let me tell you right now. Oh, he's the chairman. The senior member of the board is somebody else, some weird lady. Epstein, that's her last name. Mm-hmm. Out of California.
I just like listening to Lindsey Graham talk.
Why?
Because we have the same, tone.
What kind of tone is that?
Very light, soft, and southern.
Okay.
It's soothing.
It's soothing. Okay.
Especially when he says bad words.
So he made a couple of jokes today. He was trying. They were trying to reach somebody in Indiana, and one of the things that he said was like, "This person might be in that 3G part of Indiana," and I just can't stop laughing. 3G, 4G, 5G on the cell phones. And that was.
I do love him.
That was so crazy.
I don't love him like I love Mike Pence, but we can go hang out together.
Hey, Taylor just said it's Feinstein. She is the ranking member of the board.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she did an amazing job. I think putting out her agenda. So Justice Barrett is aware from the get-go, like we're not gonna give you like a easy, it's not gonna be a cookie, And then they called Kamala Harris, and then I don't think that she even addressed the judge. She just talked about how that was a travesty, that they're doing this thing during the pandemic, that they should not be doing nothing but working on coronavirus stuff. And I was like, wait a second, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, she's running for office right now. She'll say whatever. I think that she doesn't care. I think that she sees like if her and Joe Biden wins, somehow she'll get rid of the judges anyway. I think with Kamala, I totally see a complete change in our federal government. And I wouldn't put it past her to somehow, some way axe the justices. Yeah.
So you think that she will do something? I don't get your point. Can you explain to me?
Well, there's already been talk about like impeaching Kavanaugh before, so why not just get rid of the whole judicial branch?
I get it now. So, but anyway, let's take a quick look at what we have going on today with Amy Barrett, which I think that she did an amazing job. I think that there's a couple things out there that we need to be concerned if as citizens and Heavy Water, what's going on? Welcome to the shot, man.
Hey Taylor, hey Heavy Water.
there's a couple things that I wanna talk about here. Is Obamacare? Do you think that Obamacare will be repealed? That she will help repeal completely the Obamacare? Even though when the Democratic Party talks about this Obamacare, they're talking about by them repealing this program, people with existing conditions, they will no longer will have an insurance, or it will be very difficult for them to get insurance. I really don't think that the Obamacare is doing a great service to people, and the reason is because of I believe in my own choices to select my own doctors. If I want to get the best care possible, I get the best job possible, who pays the best insurance possible, so I can get the best health care. But I don't see how other people might see that. I believe with the Obamacare, you only get what you get. It's not like you can pick and choose. Like, no, I don't want to go see that doctor. I want to go see a doctor in San Francisco, or I want to go see that doctor in Iowa. No, sir, we cannot. How are you gonna get there? Don't worry. I get there. I don't think that's the choice with the Obamacare. But with the system that we have right now, or at least some Americans, we have the choice of doctors. Do you think her vote will affect or influence a change to the Obamacare as we know it?
Well, you said like a whole lot there. So first, Obamacare is like the dumbest thing on the planet. If everybody was so concerned about pre-existing conditions, that's all they had to do was to say insurance companies can no longer discriminate due to pre-existing conditions, and just left it like that. Like, you didn't have to create this whole new healthcare system that is some trash. And just from personal experience, it doesn't really help the people that's in need. So, I do a lot of independent contract work, right? And so sometimes I'm in between contracts. So technically I would be unemployed, would be the technical term. But I mean, when you're self-employed, you float the money, right? But technically I would have been unemployed. And I had to get insurance so that I don't get dinged for that, that mandate, that fee, that charge. But I couldn't get Obamacare because technically I was unemployed. But isn't it supposed to be there to help people who can't get insurance? I didn't qualify in the state that I lived in. I didn't qualify for Medicaid. And then federally, I didn't qualify for Obamacare. So I was stuck with that stupid fee. So Obamacare doesn't even cover, it doesn't even do what it's supposed to do. It's not there to help people who can't get health insurance, because I couldn't. So it's like the dumbest thing ever. Now, as far as for what, will happen with her, I think it depends on who's going to win the election. And as I stated, I think the fix is in. There's too much tomfoolery going on, and somehow, some way, Biden is going to win. And then, at that point, the Obamacare, who cares?
When the Obamacare started from the beginning, in 2017, they have this stupid fee that was $695 per adult, or $347.50 per child under the age of 18, with 2.5% increase of the household income. Then in 2018, is the same amounts plus any inflation plus the 2.5%. Then in 2019, the shared responsibility payments no longer apply. So why do you think that, what is this money doing? What is this $695 supposed to help people? They were supposed to help companies. It was supposed to go to the Obama, to the administration, or to the government. I really don't get why they impose these
The penalty.
penalties. Yeah.
I have no idea what it's for, especially since it puts people like the position that I was in in a bad way. Now, granted, I could afford the penalty. But what about those people who are in the exact same position but can't afford the penalty?
You know,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, some of the myths that people were talking about, you know, comparing Obamacare versus a private insurance was that if you are sick, you're stuck with your plan, you know? And in reality, that wasn't the case. You know, you can go back to the Obamacare in the middle of being sick, in the middle of treatment. So, I don't see why. I really don't know the real, because I've been in the military all these years, and I was never affected by this Obamacare versus the private insurance. To me just look a bunch of bunch of BS just to get votes, you know, because I'm looking at the myths versus the facts, and then like this one right here, I already bought an Obamacare plan. Can I switch until open enrollment? The fact is, even if you already bought an Obamacare health insurance plan, you can cancel it and purchase another. You know, so there was so many myths versus facts. You know, where people were so, oh, I'm scared to move from this plan. I'm scared to get sick. You know what's going to happen next. So yeah, I don't even know what they came with this Obamacare. I really don't know. I really don't know. And as you said, it wasn't helping you.
No, it was completely useless. It's supposed to be there to help people in need,
Hi.
but it did not apply to me at all. Well, I'm sorry, I take that back. I didn't qualify for the subsidies. I could have gotten it for, I think it was like $1,000 a month.
Oh, that is. I mean, that's good for the working class, you know.
Yes, $1,000 a month, I think is what it was. The state that I was in, they only had one insurer. And of course it had to have been Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is probably the most expensive. But I think that if it's supposed to be there, if it's supposed to be the Affordable Care Act, right? Affordable, then I think that people who don't have income, it shouldn't be $1,000 a month. Like I don't understand that $1,000 freaking dollars a month. But it's whatever.
That's a lot of money, you know. No, that's crazy amount of money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's anyway.
I opted for the penalty. I was only getting it because of the penalty. I was actually paying for my own health care like the entire time, because it was cheaper to pay you know, for your own doctor's visit and your own, and the medications that I take. It was just cheaper for me to pay out of pocket cash than to get health insurance. Plus I was making so much money that I wanted it all. I wanted all my money.
I can tell you, I'm paying $1,600 of deductions every month right now, and it's making me feel like shit. You know, every time I see my fucking paycheck, I'm like, what the fuck did $1,700 win? $1,600, $1,700. It's like every month, and it's not like steady number. It's like every month is something freaking different, and then I'm like, you know what? It's not working. So how about her views on abortion? You know, many people are talking about, you know, her attendance to these events, anti-abortion events, how she have wrote and have decided in cases like this before, and she's pretty much pro-life. You know, I think that's one of the reasons why she's getting so vetted and so supported by the Christian. You know, I was gonna say industry, but it is an industry by Christians and conservatives, you know, as well. So, what do you think her views on abortions are coming into play when she feels RBG seats?
I think that I'm going to take her word, because I don't know that much about her. So I'm going to take her word that she's going to apply the law appropriately and not her personal beliefs. I think people find it hard to believe that people can do that, take their personal beliefs out of the situation. But Abraham Lincoln did it. Abraham Lincoln personally was an abolitionist, but he governed the country as a whole. And, forget about what people think is popular, but he did not free the slaves. He did not free the slaves. Let me repeat that. He did not free the slaves. Okay. And that's just because it was it was not popular or good for the country at the time. At the time, the country needed that. So he was able to set aside his personal beliefs and govern the country as a whole. And so I'm going to take her word on it that she's able to separate her personal beliefs and apply the law as it is. Do we have a caller? Who's on the line?
So we do have a caller, okay? And you won't believe who this caller is. Let me
Who could it be now?
Well, it's somebody on the chat. Can you guess who's on the chat?
Now?
Can you guess by looking at the chat who's on the call?
I'm assuming it's this Matt Foley person.
No, it's Taylor Mosey. Taylor, welcome to the show. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Hi.
Well, is this your first time calling?
It is.
Yeah, she's a long-time listener, first-time caller. So, Taylor, you got the mic. Go ahead.
Okay, so my whole theory on this judge nomination is it goes against what the Democrats have been plotting the whole time. And the way that I feel is that because Hillary Clinton pretty much never conceded, she also told Joe Biden not to concede no matter what. The Democrats, especially those in the House, they honestly believe they'll get the popular vote. So when Donald Trump gets the electoral vote, then they're going to try and push it to the courts because that's the next step. And if it's a 4-4 tie, then Pelosi gets the vote.
Is that a fact, Lisa? Because I'm not sure about that.
I think hold on, because we talked about this the other day, right?
So what Taylor is saying is if the election is over, after the election is over, let's say that the Democrats never say, okay, Trump is the winner. This is what she's saying, and then they will have to go to the Supreme Court, and they will have a vote.
And that is their first step into getting rid of the Electoral College, because they're not wanting a Republican president ever again, and that's their first step in doing it. But Nancy Pelosi has also been doing some little rallies in some of these states, like Michigan or Minnesota, because she's trying to switch some seats.
Okay, so you think so your main the point here is that you think that are you talking about the 25th Amendment as well?
Yes, and she's doing that for Joe Biden, not for Trump.
Correct.
Because they're wanting Kamala.
And I don't.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point, Taylor. And I gotta tell you, I really think that they're going to get away with this if conservative people don't go and vote in November. I mean, they're going to get away with this. That's why this is I believe in my lifetime one of the most important elections that I have ever seen, I've ever been part of. And it's because the tensions on both parties. I used to remember that back 10, 12 years ago, Republicans and Democrats, they can still get some things done. But over the last 3.5 years, it's not happening. It's not happening. Everything is Trump's fault. The other day, they were trying to kidnap some mayor or some governor, and then some idiot came out and say, "Oh, it's Trump's fault." I'm like, this is.
I also think that was. I'm not going to say it's a hoax, but the way that they managed to blame that all on Trump is also a way to get those people from Michigan to vote against Trump.
Yeah, but that guy is like his social media and a couple other things already. It's like Trump bashing. So it's
totally.
It's just the media that came out immediately blaming it on Trump, not ever actually looking at the guy. But he's in no way in support of Trump. Like he has like all these rants bashing Trump.
What's so crazy is when they first go and their first initial thought is it's a Trump supporter and a white supremacist. They never retract what they initially say. They just continue with that whole narrative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm still waiting on that retraction on that Trump-Russian collusion, right?
Oh, yeah. They're still saying, they said that in the past 2 debates, that he was still colluding, even though we all know who it was.
Right. Exactly. You know, Hillary, she actually has a familial connection to Russia. Like her brother is the godfather to a Georgian diplomat that's there in exile.
That's like a mouthful.
So she has like a familial connection to Russia. And of course, Joe Biden's son gets paid by the First Lady of Moscow. So they have legit like ties to Russia.
Do you think all of this stuff that Trump knows is the reason why they have not even given him a chance? Because they know that he could actually indict some people?
Well, it's not up to Trump to indict. He doesn't, only like, you know, the AG can indict. And I don't think anything is really going to happen because it's never been done before. I think people are scared. That's what I think. It's like, just do it.
I agree.
Turn us into the Ukraine or some other Eastern European country. I mean, we're headed there anyway. So let's mix some stuff up, arrest some politicians.
You know what I believe that is happening here is that, you know, these people in power are or these senators and these congressmen and women, in addition to hold that position, they're also members of a special group that is in charge of these international things or terrorism. I mean, all of them have like multiple hands in multiple places. And what I believe, this is just me thinking, I believe that they, at some point, they know so much that for some reason, AG Barr cannot touch them, you know, for whatever, for these little crimes or whatever the case may be. But since Trump is not part of this, you know, political manifesto, since he's an outsider, you know, he's just a civilian, you know, a very wealthy businessman civilian who became president. I think that he knows all these tricks and he knows what is going on, and he gets briefed every day, and that's why he goes out and then talks to these Democrats and some Republicans, you know, the way he does, you know, because he knows more than what we as the people know, you know.
You know, AG Barr is not a nobody. He's not a newbie. This is not even his first time being Attorney General. So for all we know, he may be scared to pull the trigger because maybe there's stuff on him. I mean, he's been around for a very long time. It's either that or he
That's a good point as well.
Yeah, it's either that or he's scared to see the country turn into a circus like, you know, somewhere in Eastern Europe. But my thing is we're already headed there. Why not just go ahead and pull the trigger?
And when you say we're all getting over there,
I know Alabama is fighting hard to get Doug Jones out.
How hard?
Jones, how hard? Yeah.
Are the papers scandalous?
No, but I know a lot of people who, I mean, I live in Montgomery. Montgomery is a Democratic city, but everywhere around Montgomery is all Republican, and it's the support for Tommy Tuberville is honestly growing.
And he's a Democrat?
Jones is a Democrat. He's in now, and Tommy Tuberville is
Republican.
who he's running against. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Trump endorsed Tommy.
What was that?
Trump, he endorsed Tommy Tuberville.
Oh, okay. I still say that the election is already tainted, and I actually think that we're going to have the big D across the board. The big D is going to be long and extensive.
It's not getting any easier, you know. So I'm looking at this.
Not because the votes were true like that. I think they're going to be fixed like that.
I think there'll be a multiple boxes of Biden ballots that will just randomly come through after November 3rd. You know, maybe for some dead cats and puppy dogs.
Yep.
So it looks like Senator Doug Jones. He's like why they call him that lone Democratic senator from Deep South, white lone Democratic senator. He's like the only Democrat senator down there.
And he's very corrupt.
Oh, okay. What was that, Taylor? Anything else?
No, I was going to say thanks for letting me call in, and I just wanted to share some of my, you know, sneaky suspicions and reasons why they didn't want this justice to actually come through. Not necessarily anything, you know, from her credit or anything, just because they're trying to not get that, you know, one up in the Supreme Court because they wanted the next vote to go to the House, which right now, you know, the Democrats have the House, but Nancy Pelosi and her work, you know, she's already getting the process started with the 25th Amendment and whatnot. Now, I don't even think that's going to go anywhere because it won't make it past the Senate.
You got it. Anyway,
Yeah.
Taylor, thank you so much for calling. We appreciate your support to the channel, man. For real. Thank you.
No problem. All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So, Lisa, I mean, Article 25th, you know, do you think it's going to pass the Senate, you know?
It depends on when they get it going. I mean, right now, I don't think that it would even be heard. You know, Mitch gets a bad rap, but I like that he's a do nothing kind of guy because I like when my government does nothing. So all these people that are hooping and hollering all the time about, oh, Mitch doesn't hear this and he never brings this to the floor and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, good job, Mitch. I like it. No work. Collect that paycheck. You
just keep it going, huh? Just keep it going. So hey, anyway, let's move on to our next topic of the day. Okay, CNN skipping much of the historic Coney Barrett hearing. They get bashed. Twitter was on fire today. What do you think? Why is CNN doing this? You know, I mean, they skip her talking. So how the people of the United States, of this great nation, are gonna be aware of what's going on?
Well, it's just like with the what is it? The Republican convention. I mean, they pretty much did something similar. You know, they just only played bits and pieces. They didn't play the whole thing, but they did for Joe Biden uninterrupted. So it's the same thing. I mean, I don't even know why people even turn to that. It's once upon a time, I did used to watch CNN because it was, I wouldn't say like fair, but it was just more news, less commentary. Now it's all commentary and it's all biased. So I don't know, I don't know why it's still around. And it's everywhere. It's at doctor's office, airports, and it still has the lowest ratings. I have no idea why.
I think the people the American people are waking up to all this nonsense, to all this, fake news, like the president calls them, because I mean they're getting smarter. I mean we as the people, we as the American people, we are getting smarter. So there's a lot of people that are still brainwashed, of course, older people, but most of the younger generation, they're waking up because they're doing research. They're checking out CNN, they're checking Fox, they're checking BBC UK, whatever, they're checking the sources where to get the information. And I think as we grow as a country, as as one of the superpowers in the world, we will get better. I think that it's not clear right now, but as long as we continue doing our own research and not just taking the words of this funny guy from CNN, we're gonna get better.
Which funny guy?
The Trevor Noah.
No, he's from Comedy Central.
Yeah, he's super funny. He's funny in a bad way, because I mean he just bashed for anything Republican and everything Democrat is like beautiful, like he's like, yeah, let's go kidnap some babies and then sell their kidneys, sure, but then say Trump said this wrong, and I'm like, oh, and then he laugh about it. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm not gonna lie, but I have a little bit of issue about foreigners who come here and live here and then bash the plays.
Well,
like there's like lots of other countries you could have moved to. There's a reason why you came here.
but we are all foreigners, if you really think about it, we are all.
I'm not. I'm North Carolinian.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Oh, and by the way, I wanna talk about Amy Coney Barrett real quick. She's in a very good physical condition. She's a hot mama. Like amazing. Like, so I have another boo. Yeah, Candace Owens. What's that girl from Baltimore?
Kim Klacik.
Kim Klacik, and Amy Coney Barrett.
The only thing is with Amy, she's had about a bazillion kids, so I'm pretty sure her hoo-ha ain't hot.
So now that you mentioned that, I was watching. I'm gonna send you a video. I'm gonna post it on the comment link section below in a minute. So one of the people that I follow on YouTube, she said the hoo-ha part, yeah, and I'm looking at her like, what? Like, it took me a minute. She's been talking about her period, and then she's been talking about all these things, and then she said hoo-ha, and I'm like, what the fuck she's talking about? And then Urban Dictionary, hoo-ha. Oh, okay, now I see what's going on. Okay, and then I watched it again. Then it made me laugh. I was like, oh Jesus. But so how
she'll
many?
need like 6 or 7 vaginal rejuvenations over there from all them kids.
No, I think she adopted 3 kids. She
adopted 2.
2. That's a beautiful thing.
But the rest came out of her. It's like probably see-through or something.
Well, when I saw her for the first time, she looked like she was, for the first time she looked like she was 30 or something, Some of the pictures that I seen, it's like, oh, she's a very young person. And then when I really saw her bio, I was like, wait a second, she's up there.
Her gynecologist can probably see what she's thinking during the exam.
Okay. Second, second topic of the guys, please stop laughing. Okay. Second topic of the day. It's are you still there? Okay, go ahead.
Come on, it's very rare I get a funny one. Most of the time they're corny. Let me have this one.
So, are you still laughing?
I guess. All right, go ahead.
Okay, I think the industry is calling. But anyway, so CNN, why CNN is doing this is not nice, because people wants to see your news. They want to They want to understand what they're seeing, you know. But by putting people on a box, by marginalizing people, like CNN is doing, they're doing a disservice to the American people, and it's very sad. You know, the same thing Telemundo, Univision, they're doing the same thing to Hispanic people. You know, they're running this fear-mongers, you know, campaign of, you know, Trump is bad for you, don't vote for Trump. But at the same time, they're like, hey, did you got your stimulus check? Did your businesses start getting money from the federal government? Oh, you know, it's because the House is doing it. No, not really. We know who signs all these kind of things, all these bills. So, you know, I was very, back to the subject. I digress, you know. CNN eventually aired remarks by the vice president nominee, Kamala Harris. And then cut away Joe Biden's running mate finished speaking until Barrett spoke herself. I don't know. And then Ted Cruz came out saying, presumably their worried voters will be impressed by JusticeBarrett. I mean, they took her out. And then Jeff Greenfield, CNN is not carrying the Barrett's hearings. Have they say why not? I mean, there's so many people talking about it, you know, like what is going on. And then CNN was showing like this guy who I haven't seen in my life, you know, showing like pictures of her, and then other people talking about her, but not her speaking. I was very disappointed. I mean, let me see if I can. It was just a mess. It was just a mess. I'm gonna put this link right here for you guys to take a look at it if you guys want to see the actual reasons or what they were doing. And also it's from Fox News, so you know, hopefully you guys can get some information right there. Lisa, the last thing I have right here, it's something that, there we go.
AOC.
No, this is the last thing I want to show this to you guys, but this is no. Do you say AOC?
No, I said hey OC.
Oh, OC. Is this is the guy with the name that you can read backwards and then it comes to something?
No.
Okay. So let's go. Let me show you something real quick. So this Black American man who was led by the police in a rope while they were riding their horses is suing them for $1 million. Take a look.
Come on over to me. It's gonna look really bad. You got it in the 90s? That's good. Huh? You're not embarrassed? I know. You're doing good, Mr. Neely. But we gotta do what we gotta do too, you know? It's gonna look so bad. I'm glad you're not embarrassed, Mr. Neely.
Let me bring you guys back to our live feed. So, so what happened here is Galveston police apologized last year after the footage emerged of Donald Neely, 44 years old, arrested for criminal trespassing. Okay, so here we got two police officers, okay, doing their duty in their vehicle, or in this case, their horses, taking somebody into custody and transporting them from point A to point B. But I don't know, the Twitter media got offended and they deemed this cruel and racist. Now he's seeking $1 million back for reparations. Okay, and I'm not talking about reparations. I'm just speaking about his own. I think he's going to buy a horse. That's one of the things that is going to happen. You know, he probably end up buying a horse because he's been so thrilled since that ride took place. He's also being contacted by two of the major horse food because they eat hay and they eat these other foods. He's being contacted by these two organizations. They're going to try to make a new brand of horse food. It's going to be the Neely food for horses. Lisa, What do you think? I mean, he's pretty good with the horses. He was next to the horses, walking by the horses. They weren't getting spooked or nothing, you know. I mean, it looks like he was like pretty much pulling the officers, you know. I mean, so what do you think about this? If you ever get arrested for trespassing, Lisa, okay? Let's say that you're trespassing to your to another somebody's home, and they catch you. Then the police officers are riding their horses, or you know, whatever they're riding, you know, and they put a noose to your hands, and then they walk you down the street. Will you sue back the government for $1 million?
Yes.
Can you explain us why?
Because that is cruel and unusual. It does not fit the crime, and it is extremely outdated. I won't necessarily say it was racist, because at some point in time, especially out west, that's how all criminals were handled, regardless of color. But it is completely outdated, is completely embarrassing. We live in a digital world where that one clip is broadcast around the world. So absolutely, I would sue. Now, I don't know if he would get $1 million. Well, he might get $1 million just because it's so hyped up on the internet. But if it wasn't, I doubt he would get $1 million. I doubt he would even come close to $1 million, but he would get something. The charges were even dismissed. Like, yeah, give that dude some money. Y'all owe that dude some money, for sure. Absolutely, 1,000%.
Looks like everybody's apologizing to him. The police chief of Galveston apologized to Mr. Neely. And then he also, and I quote, there was no malicious intent, close quote. And they said for Mr. Neely, for the unnecessary embarrassment, the department of the policy was changed to prevent the use of this technique. So, well,
you know, I cannot dry my tears with apologies, but I can with some cash money.
So it looks like Mr. Neely, who was homeless at the time, was sleeping on sidewalks. U.S. media reported. Now, Black Lives Matters have issued him a check for. Oh, never mind. They haven't issued nobody a check. Of course not. Of course not. Nobody's gonna. The only Black lives that matter in the money department is their own pockets. Yeah, they're not gonna see that money. You know, they are. No, 1 second. I'm getting a text message right here from the somebody from the Black Lives Matter headquarters. Mm-hmm. No, Biden is getting some of that money. So. The money, the Black Lives money is going to the white man. He's going to the white man, to the white man who happens to be a little racist. You know, if you know what I'm trying. Yeah, to say. That's right. The racist white man gets the Black Lives Matter. I'm not saying, you know. I'm not trying to make it, you know. The irony of all of that. So Heavyweight is asking how far these men walk, and then Taylor's is asking if this was a white man, will this be racist? Again, I don't want to necessarily jump to the race card, just because out west at some point in time, this is how all criminals were handled, regardless of color. It was just, it's like, you know, Wild Wild West. That's just how it was. But it is extremely outdated. It is extremely cruel and unusual, especially the guy was not even like out of control. Like, y'all could have just held hands and walked down the street. I mean, he wasn't like, you know, flipping out or anything. So, I mean, no. I don't want to jump to the race card. So this is what I'm saying. You know, right now we're looking back into history, and we're seeing how people were arrested back then. You know, both whites and blacks, and they used to be walked by the horse guy with the rope. You know, by the hand on the hands. Now the question is, in 50 years, when every vehicle is flying or something, you know, or we are teleporting from one place to another. Let's say that there's a couple hundred police officers with just their petrol, or the Tesla, with their electric Tesla police car, and they put you on one of those vehicles, and they take you to the police station. Will this be considered too, like these people will be No, I don't want that treatment. I want it to be teleported to the I want it to be fly on that spacecraft to the police department, you know? What do you think?
Come on now. Come on. It's not the same thing and you know it.
I'm just saying, you know, I think what is happening is even though we are growing as a country, we are also getting weaker and softer, and it's sad, you know. It's very sad, you know. Oh shit, you know, this guy walked a couple of blocks, you know, by the, you know. I don't know. I have no sympathy for criminals, you know. I have sympathy for.
But hold on, his charges were dismissed. So for you to say that he's a criminal is highly inaccurate.
I think that's not how things went through.
His charges were dismissed.
Yeah, after the fact, after he was, you know, after Mr. Neely was walked on by horses with 2 police officers. Yeah, the cases were dismissed because nobody's gonna press charges with this mess going on, you know. But I'm sure if he was put into a patrol car and taken to the court, okay, or
they didn't have enough evidence, or he didn't do anything wrong, or they made a mistake.
I have no sympathy for criminals, you know.
But you don't know that he's a criminal.
Oh, we know he's a criminal. He was
We do not know he was a criminal. His charges were dismissed. So I'm not going to say that he's a criminal. Do you have any other charges on him? Does he have a rap sheet? Do you know anything about him?
He was trespassing.
Other than he was a homeless man?
He was trespassing.
How do you know that they just did not confuse this homeless man for somebody else, for some other homeless man?
Okay, he was trespassing. He got caught trespassing.
Allegedly, he was trespassing because he was not found guilty. And this is America.
No.
So allegedly, he was trespassing.
Incorrect. Okay.
He was not found guilty of any crime.
It's not allegedly he wasn't trespassing. He was.
It is allegedly because he wasn't found guilty of any crime.
No, it's not that case. This is not the case. He was.
It is the case. It is. This is
Lisa,
here in America. Here in America, you are innocent until proven guilty. He was not proven guilty, therefore he's innocent.
Okay, so the thing is he was trespassing. The police got called.
He was allegedly trespassing.
Okay, so he was allegedly trespassing. The police officer that showed up to that scene saw a guy allegedly trespassing, and then handcuffed him. And then later in court, charges were dismissed.
Right.
Because nobody wanted to press charges.
So he was not proven guilty, therefore he's innocent, and you cannot call him a criminal unless you know he has a rap sheet. Do you know he has a rap sheet? Are you just throwing out stuff about this guy? Are you ruining this guy's reputation? Hasn't he gone through enough?
So sad, yeah. Such a sad story.
I mean, I haven't pulled his criminal background check. Did you?
I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it.
I'm just saying, don't be calling people criminals. You don't know nothing about them. Like that's, you know, he could be an ill person and that's why he's homeless. You don't know anything about, he could be a vet. What if you are sitting there ruining the reputation of a vet that is homeless because they're dealing with a lot of mental issues from being in the war?
You know, that's a good point. But and again, like I say to you, and then this is a message to all the veterans out there who are watching. If you need help, say I need help. Okay. If you find yourself that you are doing something that you don't used to do when you were in the military, you know, ask for help, because there's enough programs, so many other ways to get you out of that hole. Okay. But in his case, in this guy's case, he was caught trespassing.
Allegedly.
Okay? No, he was caught by the police. Trespassing.
He was allegedly trespassing. Again, he was not found guilty of anything. He was allegedly trespassing.
And later his charges were dismissed in court, you know? Not
they
a day after.
They failed to meet the burden of proof.
No, he was trespassing.
Allegedly.
No, he was trespassing. I mean,
he was allegedly trespassing.
No, I mean, this is it doesn't make any sense. He was trespassing. The police got
allegedly.
The police got caught, and the police arrested him because he was trespassing. Later, charges were dismissed because nobody will press charges. I'm not going to argue with you anymore, Lisa. You know, on this,
he was allegedly trespassing. How are you going to sit there and say this man was doing something that he wasn't found guilty of doing up? Like, you're just ruining this. You're dragging this. You are literally handcuffing and tying a rope around this guy
because they're two different things.
Him with
100%.
All over again.
It's two different things. You know, we're talking about that later in court. The charges were dismissed not because of the lack of evidence, but because nobody wanted.
That? Were you in the courtroom?
I'm looking at it.
You're looking at the actual court transcript.
I'm not looking at the court transcript, but I'm looking at the report.
Okay.
Do you have the report with you?
So all you know.
Do you have the report? So Lisa, let me ask you something.
Why it was dismissed.
So let me ask you something.
Assumptions as to why it was dismissed, because unless you were in
I want to ask you something, Lisa. Tell me something. Do you believe? So do you believe in this man that he was innocent?
I believe I live in America, and in America, you are innocent until proven guilty.
So you believe this guy is innocent?
I believe he was not found guilty of anything.
Will you invite this guy to a cup of coffee in your house?
I wouldn't invite anybody in my house. You know I don't socialize.
That's a good way out. But
you know I don't socialize.
Okay.
You know I don't like people. Why would I invite him? I wouldn't invite anybody. People suck.
You don't like people?
Bruh.
Okay. Let's but anyway, we talk about Mr. Neil, who's about to receive $7.5 million. Just think about it. If Black Lives Matters only give him,
it was $1 million.
No.
How do you get up to 7.5?
If Black Lives Matters only give this individual, this American hero right here, okay, this patriot, 1% of the funds that they have received worldwide, this man will be the first trillionaire in America. He will have enough money to purchase New York, you know, and making New York his own island. So that's what I'm saying. I seen reports. Okay, I'm not gonna say who sent it to me, but I seen reports of people telling me that Black Lives Matter's intentions with that money that they're having is to purchase New York and make New York their own island. They're actually gonna buy New York. They're gonna buy everybody out, to include the stock market, and they will have their first. And I'm not shading. They came with this by themselves. They're gonna call it Wakanda. Okay, I mean, and it's I'm serious. I mean, it's gonna be like it's like the movies, you know. So what do you think about Black Lives Matters purchasing in New York?
It'll never happen.
Well, they got the money.
They will never have enough money to buy New York.
Oh, I think they have plenty of money.
Not to buy New York.
I think they're close to $1 billion.
That's not enough. There's people that live there that have $1 billion.
Let me ask you something.
That's not enough to buy New York.
So let me ask you something, Lisa. How much do you think that New York is worth right now?
I think New York will never be for sale.
I mean, but if you let's say have you been to New York?
It's invaluable.
Okay, so what is the value that you put to the city of New York?
You can't. It's priceless.
Priceless. Okay.
You cannot put a value on it because it will be forever generating money and culture and
if somebody let's say that,
so it's priceless.
Let's say that you have the money to purchase New York, and somebody tell you, hey, do you want to take on New York? We're gonna sell it to you for a couple $1 trillion. Will you take on the burden? We'll be like, yeah, you know, let me have that money, let me have that city, okay? I will take care of it.
Ugly hunk of junk. You know I hate the North.
I mean, New York is pretty nice, you know. They have what they have good. What they have good in New York.
It's ugly up north and cold.
Oh, J-Lo's from New York.
Please.
J-Lo's from New York. This is amazing. You know, Jeannie from the block. Da, 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 da. And they have this other great American citizen, born and raised in New York. You know who I'm talking about? It's Cardi B, you know? I'm telling you.
No.
Oh, she claims to be something else, but anyway, it doesn't matter what you claim. Trigger, okay?
Baba Booey.
Come on, Lisa, say something. You know she's from New York, and she's a New Yorker. An American and a New Yorker. That's
her nationality, but that's not her ethnicity. Do I need to go over the difference again for you? The difference between nationality, ethnicity, and race, because they are all three different things.
Yeah, I you know, since I woke up this morning, I feel like I'm Chinese. So I'm gonna start calling myself from today on Chinese. I'm a Chinese man. Okay, I'm a Chinese man.
So, do you know that lately a lot of people have been thinking I'm Asian?
Okay.
Do I look Asian?
No, you look white as hell to me. You know. You look Caucasian to me. If you say something to me that, if I see you, let's say that I'm coming across you, on the road, and I look at you, hey, good old Caucasian woman, doing her Caucasian things, So with their Caucasian Starbucks. Oh, by the way, I went to Dairy Queen today. Okay, and this is a good public announce to all you guys. If you guys haven't been to Dairy Queen and have ordered yourself some blizzard, pumpkin spice blizzard. Oh my God, what the heck? They put crack on those kind of things, It's like real crack. I mean, it was just like amazing, and I have a taste of it. And then as I'm leaving, I went around, because I sit down, and then I went to the drive-thru to order me a couple for the house, And they're like, oh, we sold out. And then I'm like, oh, where's the next Dairy Cream? So I can get another one for my family. They're like, no, we're sold out. Like what? Sold out? Yeah, sold out. Like we don't have it anymore. Like it's over. Like until headquarters. So Dairy Queen, if you're watching this, okay, anybody, I got to tell you, I love me some blizzard pumpkin spice. It was delicious. It was probably.
It sounds so bad.
No, it was. So I have pumpkin. Growing up, I used to love pumpkin. And this is the first time that I actually eat something pumpkin spice related that actually brought me back that memories, this is delicious. And they have some kind of like crumbles, like cookie crumbles in it. I was like, and vanilla ice cream. I almost have a heart attack. My cholesterol went to like 7,000 in a matter of 2 seconds. So yeah. Oh, by the way, Lisa, you haven't say nothing, about your Caucasian, of me looking at you as a Caucasian woman. How you feel about that?
Well, you know how I feel about it. In case y'all are new, I'm black. I'm not white.
Yeah, my daughter said the same thing, and she's white as the paper. I'm telling you, my daughter said the same thing. That she's mixed, biracial. And I'm like, baby, you got nothing of biracial, okay? Your mama hair, that's it, me. If we do a DNA test, yeah, you will have some kind of African in you or black in you, but it's come from our how you call it?
Yeah, she's got that curly hair.
Yeah, I mean, but other than that, she a white girl, But anyway.
The only thing that I like to get from Dairy Queen is their hot dogs, because it is all beef, and I like all beef hot dogs. Like, not a joke. I'm legit talking about an actual hot dog. Like, put some ketchup on it.
So let me ask you something. Like how Elizabeth Warren, she went and she claimed for all these years that she's Native American because she's 0.0013297. It's like not even a grain of salt on her body, but she does have that grain of salt of Native American or of Native in her body, and she claimed to be Native. How can I just switch every day? We can. Matter of fact, we should have a show called biracial something. Biracial, bilingual, Spanglish, something like that.
Sexual.
Bruh.
Okay. Any final thoughts? God damn it.
I couldn't join the show because I'm not biracial.
Okay. Well, we need to ask. Who we need to ask on that? We need to ask Mr. What's the name? I know it. It's right here. It's you know who we need to ask about you being biracial? Mr. What? One second. He is Mr. Give me the first word with the first letter.
M.
Oh, fuck! I fuck it up. No, no. Mike?
Yeah.
No, but we call him something else.
Daddy.
No, when I say we, I don't call him daddy. No, last name. That's his last name.
Body.
Body, Mr. Mike Body. There we go. Yeah, Mr. Body. All right. We need to ask him about that shit you're talking about. You know, by no being.
I'm not biracial.
You're not biracial. So you're telling me that
He technically would be.
but not you.
No.
Okay.
By the time it gets down to me, like I don't claim that I'm not Elizabeth Warren. Let me claim the little percentage, you know. No, I'm just black.
Hey, OC was saying, that's a silly question. How often do you invite strangers in your house? Wow. OC, let me ask you something. You ever date anybody? You know, do you ever been on a date? Probably married. But the question is, you know, it's the same thing, you know? I mean, so Heavy Waters, we all know this will never make news if he was a white man. Am I right? So 1 million for being black. Heavy Water, man, let me tell you something. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm telling you the truth. And I am a Republican. You know, look at the hat right there. I don't hate the player, hate the game, man. I got to tell you, man, if they can get it.
Can you calm your fascism down a little bit?
Taylor, anything above Mason-Dixon line ain't for me. Jesus Christ. I always thought Chinese, your eyes are too open. Tianos were the first to harvest pumpkin spice. Oh, Taínos were the first to harvest pumpkin spice, right, Craig? You know what? Let me tell you something. So this pumpkin spice recipe that we have from Starbucks, it was actually stolen from the Taínos in Puerto Rico, and this is a fact. Everybody knows that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like calabaza. That's how you call pumpkin in Spanish, calabaza. There were no calabazas anywhere but in Puerto Rico. Like God Himself put calabazas in Puerto Rico. You know, just give it to us so we can down the road, you know, have what we call now pumpkin spice latte. But guess what? You know, the white man, and this is the white man. I want my reparations. I want my reparations money. The white man took on that pumpkin spice, you know, and they sell it on Starbucks and everywhere. I want my reparations money. That's what I'm saying. You know, how much should I get for reparations? Let me think.
I'm quite confused because the way that you describe the downfall to the Taínos Indians is that, you know, the Spaniards just came in and just like completely wiped them out.
Yeah.
So in that time frame, when did they have time to swap recipes with Starbucks?
No, the white man. You got to see Starbucks. You seen the Starbucks logo? It's like a mermaid, yeah. So what happened is with the Spaniards, there were two. I mean, only two. I think that there were three, either two or three actual mermaids who stole the recipe from the Taínos, and now it's on Starbucks. I got to tell you, you know, so they did some.
So they swam with the recipe.
No, they got
all
some
the way
voodoo
to the Pacific Coast.
They got the voodoo magic or something like that. You know, they were like human one day. I even think that they are immortal people. You know, I mean, I'm serious. I mean, it's like, have you seen those? Anyway, let's close the show because we're talking too much. Any final thoughts? Yeah. Aussie is saying, I don't invite dates to my house initially. Let me tell you something, Aussie. Let me tell you something. Okay, so.
Careful now, he's my friend.
I was okay.
I'll beat you up.
I was single at one point, and then I met somebody, and now she's my wife. So, indeed, I invite her over my house. So, or when you have a date, you know, you invite her over to your place or a hotel or I don't know, somewhere, you know. So
OC is a gentleman, so you have the wrong impression about him.
So don't you invite? I mean, if you go on a date, don't you invite your girl, you know, to a place with you? I mean,
he said not initially. Why are you questioning the man?
Okay, OC, I'm gonna give you. That's for you. Lisa says she's your friend, so okay, I'm quiet. Got it.
We used to work together in Colorado.
Oh, in Colorado, you know, there's two things that I love about Colorado. The sun, the sun in Colorado is like the best sun, and on the water. I think the Colorado's water is amazing. You know, yeah, that's it. So, any final thoughts, Lisa, before Elsie comes back at us with with the bullshit. You know, my water is better than anybody. You know, we have.
He's from the great state of Texas. It is the second best state in the whole United States.
Texas.
Of course, the best state would be North Carolina,
Love
the
me.
birthplace of me.
Love me some Texas, you know.
Love me some North Carolina.
I'm gonna buy a house in Texas. You know, I'm definitely thinking on doing it. I'm gonna buy me a house in Texas, probably Austin. You know.
Well, as far as for closing out the show.
Yeah, it's hard.
All right, so thank you everybody for joining us tonight. If you are new, make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell to get those notifications for when we go live. Make sure you share with everybody you know. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back, and share this link with everybody you know.
Hey guys, if you click on the description of the video, you will see our social media links. So please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Parler, whatever the case may be. Lisa is actually quite of a sensation in Parler. I think that you are at 100 likes right now.
Screw you, man.
Let's get out of here, guys. You know, thank you so much for watching.
I think it's like 70 followers.
Hey, but
70 followers.
How many?
But I haven't been spending enough time other than dropping our link. I haven't been up there in a while. I've been very busy.
How many of these followers will you invite home for a cup of tea?
Huh? None of them.
No,
I don't know them like that. My Parler people, if you're watching, I'm sorry, but I don't know y'all like that.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will make sure that we fix everything. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys on Wednesday, same time. Have a good day. One second.